When a pirate was free to make his own way in the world. But our time is coming to an end.
When you make a picture like this, you want something really spectacular, fresh and different, and something that an audience has never seen before. That's what's exciting about our next film.
You know, it's just gotten bigger and bigger, really. I mean, when you've got Jerry Bruckheimer behind it, it's not like it's going to shrink.
Sometimes the scale of this film has been absolutely mind-boggling.
The very nature of these kind of films is, you know, you make another one, it's got to be bigger, louder, faster, better.
Sets are incredible, and I think that's one of the things that you can certainly say about Jerry Bruckheimer films is it does get bigger and bigger and bigger.
They don't always have to be big. Sometimes they can be very small.
The biggest challenge is to entertain an audience, and we try the hardest just to make sure that they have a great time.
That would never have worked out between us.
Keep telling yourself that, darling. Jack Sparrow holds one of the 9 pieces of 8. So we must go and get him back. Time is upon us. Every pirate on Earth must stand together.
Action!
When we pick Jack up again in P3, he's in Davy Jones's locker, which is a hell.
For Jack, it's the worst fate you can imagine, stretching on forever.
Jack Sparrow is taken to a place, not of death, but punishment.
How can you improve on Jack Sparrow? For the third movie, Jack Sparrow, he goes on more of a journey like we all do.
Which way are you going, Jack?
Jack is the one we all want to be. I think that's why Jack's become such a potent and fascinating character for people who are 8 to 80. Who am I? Captain Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
Jack!
Sparrow. Did no one come to save me just because they missed me?
Performing Jack Sparrow in that way, Johnny's take on the character is fantastic.
I'm standing over there with him. It's very moving, isn't it, the idea that people feel this very strong connection with Captain Jack.
For the fans of Captain Jack, Johnny will amp it to another level.
You're mad.
Thank goodness for that, because if I wasn't, this would probably never work.
Jack! The world needs you back something fierce.
Cutler Beckett has the heart of Davy Jones. He controls the Flying Dutchman.
He's taking over the sea.
If you people alone for just a minute, look what happens. Everything's gone to pot.
So that plot's put in place, and on the way, we, as the central characters, constantly have our own agendas.
What is it you want most?
I'm not quite sure what Barbossa wants to do. I think he just wants to make sure it's safe for him to get the Black Pearl back and roam the seas and pillage and plunder.
Barbossa! Ahead!
Aye, we're good and lost now. When he re-emerges, he actually comes back to play the pure rivalry with Jack. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
No, what are you doing?
What are you doing? The captain gives orders on the ship.
The captain of the ship is giving orders.
It's great to have Geoffrey back, and it's great to have Barbossa back in this capacity, because in 3, it's like the odd couple, you know? It's like we're like a couple of old ladies.
Well, when you put it that way. I wanted to play Orlando Bloom's role, but he'd already got it. So I said, okay, give me the old guy. I'm happy enough.
Elizabeth's one. Elizabeth has her own path and gets caught up in the world of pirates.
She was a young girl who dreamed of how exciting and adventurous it would be to be with the pirates.
She isn't the same character from the first film. And there wasn't really many places you could go with that kind of damsel in distress thing. She sort of turned into a bit of one of the guys.
William, tell me something. Have you come because you need my help to save a certain distressing damsel? Or rather, damsel in distress? Either one.
None. Will has made his priority rescue his father, save his father from the deal he's made with Jones.
There is a promise that has been made to rescue him.
He's coming for me.
It's very much the motivation behind everything that Will does. But he still loves Elizabeth and still wants to gain her back into his life.
Losing her, Jack. Every step I make for my father is a step away from Elizabeth.
The enemy has opted for oblivion. Ready the fleet?
Beckett, who's the head of the East India Trading Company, is trying to take over the seas.
You wouldn't want to have anything to do with Cutler Beckett. He plays one character off against another.
Do you fear death?
You've no idea.
And you remember Davy Jones from 2, and, you know, he's a fierce competitor and has the Flying Dutchman, which comes up from out of the sea. So now, with Beckett controlling Davy Jones's heart, they're eradicating pirates around the world.
He's no longer the free lord of the seas because he's now enslaved to Lord Cutler Beckett.
The Dutchman sails as its captain commands.
And its captain is to sail it as commanded.
Captain Barbosa, welcome to Singapore.
Chow Yun-fat is a masterful actor. He's international star. He's our new character that joins our trilogy.
You are South Fang, the pirate lord of Singapore.
Barbosa and Elizabeth, they show up in Singapore to meet with Sao Fang, called the Dragon of Singapore.
You intend to attempt a voyage to Davy Jones' slogan, but I cannot help but wonder why. Weapons!
There's a confrontation between all of our heroes, Barbosa, Elizabeth, Will, and Sao Fang's pirates. As that's about to occur, the EITC Marines enter and invade this place, and all hell breaks loose. In that room, the space got very small, and we had weapons flying around and everything, so the planning and choreography had to be pretty meticulous to pull it off safely.
We have been working together for a long time now. You know, they've really honed down the moves that I do and the style that I work in, so I kind of, it's quite easy to remember it quickly. We've got a really great stunt team, and working with them was a privilege. You know, they're fantastic.
Singapore scenes, there was a huge sword fight and stunt guys used to fall 20 feet and flail and then take a dive at the end because it was only 3 feet deep. It was pretty hairy.
We make a rough map of the territory that we're shooting in when we rehearse it, but you get on set and it's like, that 4-meter space that I had to do that one swing is now 1.5 meters, and actually I have to navigate this and this and this. I've done enough sword action sequences now that I'm confident we'll get it.
One more, guys, one more. That was messy.
What an audience doesn't see is how much time all these actors put in behind the camera. Prepare for the sword fighting, the stunts, things that takes weeks and weeks to prepare. It looks so simple when you see them clash with those swords, but everything is so choreographed.
It's just a monster of a movie. It's great fun entertainment.
Amazing, you know, unbelievable. I'm very excited to see how it's going to all match up.
Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. It's got everything that we want when we go to the theater. Enormous battles, romance, humor, and we take you to places you've never been before with characters you love.
Everything we've ever faced, everything we've ever done has led to this.